Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Ryan Pennant from Keyware, and I'm going to be presenting Paribus 365, which is our solution for cleansing and preventing duplicates in Microsoft Dynamics 365 for customer engagement. Now, the presentation is for Dynamics resellers like yourselves, where we will be discussing how you guys can help your Dynamics customers to easily achieve one of the key data quality strategies, and that is having duplicate-free data with that single customer view. But keep in mind, it will also increase their users' experience and efficiency, providing you guys hopefully with a very satisfied and loyal customer at the end of it. All right. Now, I will be taking you through a live demonstration of the solution, and afterwards we will have some time to answer any questions you guys may have. So please feel free to use the questions area here and go to webinar. The presentation should last about 30 minutes, so we'll get back to your day here pretty quickly. Sound good? All right, well, let's get started then. Before we dive into it, allow me to give you just a little bit of background on Keyware. So we've got over 25 years of experience as a CRM partner, both implementing and supporting different CRM platforms. And we've been working specifically with Microsoft Dynamics 365 for a good 13 of those years. Now, we are developers of complementary CRM add-on products that are sold worldwide, including the App Store and so forth. Obviously, Paribus 365 being one of them, but we also have a telephony integration to Dynamics called IntelliCTI, right? So a typical computer telephony integration system. All right, but hey, enough about us. Let's discuss why Paribus 365 is so important to your customers' CRM system. Now, to fully understand the power of Paribus 365, let's discuss the negative impact duplicates have on your customer's CRM system. So for example, duplicate marketing material, right? So CRM systems can have thousands, even tens of thousands of duplicate records, as we've all seen, right? Now imagine the additional costs your customers might incur sending duplicate emails or printing and sending postcards, flyers, catalogs. Now multiply that by the number of marketing campaigns they're running per year. That can really add up, right? Then there is, of course, the lack of a single customer view. This has many consequences to both the user and the customer. Now imagine a customer, let's say that I'm engaged with Bob Smith. He calls me, he wants to confirm some order information, so I look him up in CRM and I'm presented with this, right? So how do I effectively help him without going through each of these to review his history? It's frustrating for me, obviously, and of course for Mr. Smith, and it's really inefficient. And of course, another issue is regulations like Europe's GDPR or California's CPPA. They each have these right to be forgotten requirements. That's really tough to comply with when I delete maybe one of these duplicates, but perhaps miss the other one because the spelling's different, right? So that can be very costly as well. Then, of course, there is the negative impact on brand reputation, right? Sending duplicate emails equates to spamming current customers and prospects, and I think we all agree, not really a great idea, right? And consider the inefficiency and lack of productivity associated with duplicates. Needlessly searching through duplicates is just a huge time waster, and of course lowers the user's confidence in the system. And then ultimately inaccurate reporting, right? With all that data, data is the lifeblood of your customer systems, of all of our systems, right? So now imagine data spread across multiple duplicate records. Bad data leads to poor decision making, which of course can negatively impact the bottom line, right? So this is really where Paribus 365 can help and make you look like a rock star, hopefully, in the process, all right? So what is Paribus 365? Well, there are two solutions. First, there's Search and Detect. Now this seamlessly integrates within Dynamics 365's interface, and it provides several enhancements to make users more efficient and help prevent duplicates. So it creates a sort of duplicate data firewall, if you will. Now these enhancements include real-time duplicate detection and prevention, improved lead management, faster account and contact creation, and an intelligent CRM search engine and fuzzy lookups. So Search and Detect actually makes the UI in Dynamics much more efficient and will save users time, as you're going to see here shortly. Now, then there's the Paribus 365 data cleansing solution. Now, this is a back-end tool, so there's no front-facing UI. It basically allows the data stewards or the system admins to identify and merge duplicates in bulk, all behind the scenes, okay? All right, so now the true power of either of these solutions under Paribus 365 is the match engine, which allows users to perform fuzzy matches based on things like phonetics, right? Even if things are misspelling, if they're phonetically close, we're going to be able to match on that. So things like photo, whether it be an F or PH, Cheryl with an S, H or CH, and like even Jupiter, they're misspelled. Then you've got synonyms and abbreviations, right? So your Williams, Bills, Billies, IBMs, International Business Machines, things like that. Sequence variations not going to matter. Florida University or Uni of Florida, and data segmentation won't matter. Whether there's spaces, hyphens, underscores, if they're similar, Paribus will sniff those out as possible matching or duplicate records. So let's see how all this works, right? We're going to start with Paribus 365's Search and Detect, okay? Now, we've designed Search and Detect to tackle some of the limitations that are found in Dynamics, which ultimately negatively impact the user's experience, but also lends to creating a lot of duplicates. Now, I can't stress this enough. It's really an efficiency tool first and foremost, which makes users want to use it, and therefore preventing additional duplicates from being created. Now, we all know how hard user adoption can be to achieve. This is not going to be a problem with Search and Detect, okay? So let's discuss some of those aforementioned limitations within Dynamics that makes the users less productive, right? First off, there is the general search functionality, which is overall pretty weak. Yes, it's gotten better, but I think we all agree the amount of results that come back, just really busy, right? A lot of stuff. And filtering is weak. And in fact, the more information you feed it, the busier the results get, right? Which we'll demonstrate here too. It also still misses a lot of records, as we'll see. And ultimately, it doesn't handle acronyms and abbreviations very well. So while it's much better than it was initially, still not really good. And then there's the lookup functionality in CRM, right? So whether you're an opportunity or case or some other record is linking back to an existing record, there is no fuzzy result whatsoever, okay? Can be a serious problem because if you put in something that doesn't have a match, guess what? It says, hey, no records are found. Why don't you create a new contact, right? So it's really encouraging the user to create a duplicate, and much worse, it's wasting their time because it's already there, right? I, as a user, do not want to spend any extra time. And of course, even if there is a match, the information to choose which is the correct record is very limited. Then we all know, of course, and love, not really, the out-of-the-box duplicate detection, which of course has limited matching capabilities, but really it's a poor user experience. The biggest thing, of course, as we all know, is after you enter the record and click save, that's when it pops and says, hey, I think I already got the guy in there. Well, would have been a lot nicer to tell me that during or actually before the process, right? So it's really a waste of users' time. And as we all know, it can become white noise to the user. Then there's lead management, which of course is a lot better. They've got duplicate detection in now, that's great. But the problem is there's no inherent visibility of existing records. So how do I know this lead is actually not already a customer of mine? You don't in the out of the box, right? So you're missing a lot of information, which we'll go over here in a bit. And then, of course, the other problem is, users unknowingly create duplicates in really a number of areas in Dynamics. And why is that? Well, users create duplicates when they cannot find the record they're looking for. And this is where Paribus Search and Detect can really help the situation, okay? So let's take a quick live tour of Search and Detect, and then we'll return to the slideshow and discuss data cleansing. All right, so here, of course, is Dynamics Customer Engagement. And I'm going to be taking you through several areas where we enhance the interface with Search and Detect and really give the users a more powerful and efficient experience. Now, first on the list is Paribus's Global Fuzzy Search, aka the customer search here, okay? Now, this provides me with several search fields at my disposal that I can use. So let's say, as an example here, I want to look up a person I met last week at a trade show named Rob Dixon, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and type in Rob Dixon and do a quick search. And I can see down below here that Paribus is looking across two different entities, both contacts and leads, because it can be one or the other, right? And I can see if I click on contacts, it will expose the 14 contacts that Paribus has found. Now, as we can agree, this is a lot of different variations on Rob Dixon, but you will notice something that you won't see with the out-of-the-box experience. All of these are some variation on Rob Dixon. where the out-of-the-box experience is going to not only find Rob Dixon's, but all the Robs and all the Dixons. So you're going to get Sue Dixon and John Dixon and Rob Smith and so on and so forth. We don't want all that noise. Now, I think you can agree, though, there's still a lot of records here to choose from. So I can actually start feeding some additional data into the search fields here. And as I do that, again, another differentiator with Paribus over the out-of-the-box experience is the more information we feed this, the more it will filter things down. So if I know, for example, his account name, which is First Networks, and I can even misspell it if I want, it will then apply First Networks and Rob Dixon and filter down to just those contacts that have something to do with First Networks, okay? And you can see we're applying the fuzzy matching on the account as well, as you should, right? So now you can see I'm returning contacts, leads, accounts, and lead companies. So had I started with Rob Dixon and First Networks together, maybe I don't even have a Rob Dixon here, but maybe I have his account. So at least I'm seeing that information as well. And obviously, the more information I feed into these fields, the more it will filter things down. If we wanted to add custom fields, for example, for, maybe social security number, date of birth, those types of things, whatever your customer may in fact want to add to this, we can do that as well. We can even add additional entities. There is an API. It is customizable. There's a lot of things that are configurable on screen, but also we can do a lot of additional stuff in the background via the APIs, okay? Now, I can see down below here that I've got a lot of information to make a decision whether or not this is truly the Bob Dixon I'm looking for. So I can see I've got his job title, not only his account contact information, but his exact address. Now, if I'm sure this is the guy, I can go over here to these action buttons and click on Go To, and it will just take me away from the search and then go to his record. If I'm still not sure, though, and want to retain the search criteria, I've got this little review button here. By choosing review, I can actually bring up a separate screen, leaving my search results here in the background to use later if I need them, and I can just verify the information here. I can, of course, update this. This is obviously a CRM record, so if I want to make a change here, I can do as well. But the bottom line is I can review the record while retaining my information here in the search grid, okay? So it just makes it, again, a nice experience for the end user. Now, I want to note some additional things that are different with the out-of-the-box experience versus Paribus. So, for example, acronyms. If I type in USC, which stands for the University of Southern California, Paribus will find a matching account record. Okay, there we go. Also, no matter how I spell things, as we mentioned earlier, Paribus will sniff out all different variations of a spelling of the name. In this case, I have got 3 different Haagen-Dazses, right, including one that has the correct spelling. Now, what if I were to do this with the out-of-the-box? So if I go ahead and type in Haagen-Dazs, exactly how I did it in Paribus, you can see that I only get 1 account. So again, I'm missing 2/3 of the story here. And if I didn't have anything at all, right, which could be the case, I'd probably create the count again, right? Again, creating a duplicate. Or maybe I don't find the right one, so I would create that, right? Again, it falls down the out-of-the-box experience here. Also, USC, oftentimes you're not going to get results on abbreviations as well. So again, the Paribus search capabilities, much more robust, much nicer. We can filter things down, present things in a nicer way, and we can customize it as necessary, okay? Now, what happens if we're just gonna go and add a record? So I'm gonna add a contact in here, a Louis Balbo, maybe who's reached out to me. Now this would work for accounts, contacts, or leads, but I'm just gonna show you on an account. So I'm gonna go ahead and say new contact, excuse me, a new contact. And of course, obviously we're gonna go to the summary tab here. And as we know, we all have, our customers have different requirements. So I might have a lot of different custom fields here. So the out-of-the-box experience requires me to put all this information in and then hit save. And then if I have duplicate detection turned on, it at that point will tell me, hey, I think you already have a guy in here. That would be really helpful if you told me that right beforehand, as we mentioned earlier. So it is a waste of time if this contact's already in the system, right? So I don't want to do that. So let's see how basically Paribus approaches adding a new contact. When I click on new, you'll notice that it actually doesn't take me to the summary tab, but it takes me to this Paribus duplicate prevention tab that opens up automatically, where I'm presented with some search criteria here, right, some search fields. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and type in the guy that I wanna add, Louis Balbo, okay? and do a quick search and see if I have any results. Now I can see that I have one possible duplicate contact. So if I click on this and find that this is the guy, guess what? I don't have to add the record. I only added the person's name and no other information. So I'm not wasting a bunch of time adding this record. So I can do a quick scan of this. I've got a Lou Balbo, different spelling, VP of Sales at Abbott. And I know my guy was actually from First Networks, I think, and he was out of LA. So this is not the guy. If it were the guy, I could click on Go To and I'm done. But since it's not the guy, and I can of course review it if I want to, then I want to basically continue adding this record. So if I click on the summary here, I can go back and continue adding the record. But you notice now that the information that I put in the Paribus search field is automatically moved over here. So I, as a user, am not wasting any additional data clicks here. I can continue adding the record as necessary, right? Just much more efficient. So I didn't have to enter all of the record if there were a matching record before it told me, and any information I put in is going to be reused immediately, all right? Now, real quick, what if in fact this person wasn't in the system, but his account was, okay? So that's possible. I'm going to put in First Networks, put a little bit more information in here, and see if we have any Louis Balbos for First Networks. And I can see that I now no longer have any contacts, but I do have an account, okay? So this could be a case where, you know, this person's company is a customer of ours, okay, or has been a prospect in the past. So I don't have them, but I do have the account. So I do want to at least link the account, the proper account, to this new record I'm going to create, because I don't want to create a duplicate account as well, right? So again, I can look at the different First Networks. I can do a quick review if I want. If I decide, you know, this is the correct one, the guy's from Los Angeles, as we suspected, there's an associate button now here. And if I click on that, it will actually backfill here back on the summary the correct account. So now, yes, I'm going to add Louis Balbo, but I'm going to associate to the correct account, not creating a duplicate and just making my life a little bit easier. All right. And of course, now I have a much more accurate record. All right. So that's adding a contact to the system. Let's talk about other things like lookup management. Now, I'm going to use an opportunity because, like cases, opportunities, even custom entities that maybe your customers use, they're linked back to existing contacts and accounts, right? How do they do that? As we know, with lookups, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and create a new opportunity here. And obviously, I'm going to use the lookup here. I'm going to use Rob Dixon here and see if we have good old Mr. Dixon in the system. And we can see that because there is no fuzziness in lookups in the out-of-the-box dynamics, we know that there's 14 Rob Dixons or variations of them. But because there's not an exact spelling of Rob Dixon, the out-of-the-box lookup can't find it and even says, hey, no records are found. Go ahead and create a new record, and gives me a really nice link here, right? That's great if there were no Rob Dixons. Unfortunately, we know there are. So I don't want to create the 15th. I certainly don't want to waste the time adding this record to the system, right? And of course, my bosses in IT department would be really happy if I didn't add number 15, Rob Dixon, right? So again, the out-of-the-box lookup management experience just falls down, and it's a waste of time, and it's, of course, creating duplicate records in the system, all right? Now, let's talk about how Paribus fixes. So when I go to add a new opportunity, again, Paribus will take me to that Paribus entity lookup where I am presented with, obviously, some search fields. So it says, hey, before you go ahead and do this and create the 15th, let's do a quick search. And I'm actually going to use a different account here at this time. We'll use Rob Dixon from Mamsie and see what we get here, so we don't have so many results. And I can see now that I do have a Robert Dixon or a Rob Dixon from Mamsie. There's 2 associated contacts, 1 account. If I click on this, I can very quickly see whether or not I have a duplicate or if, in fact, he's in the system or not. Again, I can review it, right? If I'm not quite sure, though, it looks like this is definitely my guy, and I've got an associate button here. And as you'd expect, by clicking associate now, it will, of course, now associate it to the correct Rob Dixon and of course use the correct account as well. And now I can continue adding my my opportunity as expected. But now I'm not creating that duplicate, and I'm not wasting any further time. Just faster, right? All right. So that's lookup management. Again, this works for cases. This could be a custom form that you guys might have, or a custom entity. It will work everywhere. Now I'm going to actually now show you another area here, and that is duplicate detection while you're on a record. In this case, I happen to be on a contact record, but this works for lead management as well as for accounts. So we'll show you leads here in a sec. But now I'm currently on this Robert Dixon from Mamsie, okay? And we can see here at top, it says there's one possible duplicate found. So we can have a banner up here, we can change the colors. There's also this little area here that shows Paribus duplicate detection, that there is one possible duplicate. So what I really want to know is, while I'm updating this record, am I engaged with the correct guy, right? Is this a Robert Dixon that I need to update my information? Because I don't want to have this disparate data across different records, right? We want that single customer view. We want everything, all his history, one record. So it's imperative that I know I'm updating the correct record, right? So if I go into the Paribus duplicate detection tab or click on manage duplicates, I'll be able to compare this current record I'm on versus the duplicate. I can see I've got that one duplicate here as we saw before, and I can see that this is Bob Dixon, Mamsie, also out of Newport News, Virginia, as our guy is here. So it looks like actually what I have here is a duplicate record, okay? So what I really want to do at this point is probably merge the record, right? So yes, I'm engaged with the right record, but I got this extra one. And you'll notice now when Paribus finds that there's a possible duplicate that you're dealing with, it will show you this merge button, okay? So I can click on merge, it will bring up our out of the box merge tool, right? So we all know that and love this one, and I can merge these records while I'm on the fly. So it's really nice to have this ad hoc feature that we can make the end user part of the solution, right? Merging and consolidating records as they go through their day in the life, right? Now, obviously, if they don't have security rights to merge, they won't be able to do this, but for those customers that do allow their users to be part of the solution, it works very well, all right? All right, so that's duplicate detection as well as ad hoc merging if you do find duplicate records within your everyday usage, all right? Let's talk about then lead management. So I'm going to go into what I have here called inquiries. These are basically leads. We just renamed it. And I'm going to go into this Bobby Dixon lead. Now, leads, as we all know, they're coming off our website. They could be either people who are interested in our goods and services, right? Or they could be customers who are hitting our website, maybe downloading additional material, checking the latest pricing, maybe going to support, whatever. So they may be, we don't know who's coming off our website. Are they truly a prospect, or are they an existing customer? And it's really important that I know this information as I'm looking at these records, because I don't want to treat a long-time customer, maybe who's been with me 15 different years, you know, purchasing a lot of different goods and services, and treat him like he's a new prospect. Okay, so, and I also want to reach out to those leads who are interested and treat them as such as a new lead, right? So the great thing about Paribus is it will show me, hey, look, you've got 7 possible duplicates here, right? And I can, again, click the manager, hit the tab here, and I can see the whole story about this particular person, Bobby Dixon, okay? I can see that there's 2 possible leads. So I can see he's hit my website a couple different times now. This is the 3rd time he's come to me. So, hey, he may be very interested in our products. Now, one downfall of the out of the box or with many different lead management systems is they will do some contact matching, but they only use the email. Well, we know that people use multiple emails, home emails, different work emails, they've moved companies, that type of thing. And this will actually, Paribus will match on multiple fields. So it's not just going to be an email. We're going to find out if this person is a match or not. And we don't care about whether the email matches, okay? So that's a really great, powerful feature of it. Now, we also, more importantly here, have 3 possible qualifying contacts. This means this guy is probably a customer of mine, right? And so this is important because now I want to say, hey, reach out to Mr. Dixon, say, hey, Mr. Dixon, thank you for your 15 years of being a great customer. Notice you hit our website a couple times. How can I help you guys today, right? And so now I'm having a much more intelligent conversation with my customer, and I'm not some new sales guy who's just going, hey, you know, notice you hit our website, want to buy our stuff, right? That's not, he's not going to appreciate that, right? Now, I may not have a contact in here, but I might have an account. Again, this could be somebody who's new at one of our longtime customers accounts, and so, but he's not in our system. But again, I can say, hey, First Networks, you guys have been a customer of ours a long time. Notice you're not in my system. You know, welcome aboard. How can I help you, Mr. Customer? Right? Again, giving me much better service to my customers or my prospects, and of course, not not mixing the two, if you will, and approaching them differently. Now, if they are a customer, okay, so let's say this is Bob Dixon. Yes, he's marketing manager out of Los Angeles. Again, I got an associate button here, and what's really critical about that is when I associate this existing contact to this lead, is now I'm backfilling the existing contact and account fields. What's nice about that is now when I go to qualify this, it will not create a duplicate. If I didn't do that, it might create the contact and the account, right? Reduplicating the 15th Bob Dixon and another first networks, right? And the cool thing about this now is back at the customer side of things, I can see he's now hit our website a couple times, but I'm never going to mix him up with a new lead, okay? So that's lead management. In a nutshell, that is the Paribus search and detect story. So we bring in you guys some great fuzzy searching, allowing contact when you go adding contacts, accounts, leads, will prevent you from creating duplicates, will prevent extra data usage, or data entry, I should say, and we're going to give you the whole story on your leads, as well as great fuzzy lookup management as well. All right. So let's go back to our slideshow and continue on with the data cleansing solution. Now, search and detect is great. It saves the users a lot of time. It's very powerful. It makes them much more efficient. But where that ends is for the back-end user here, that is the data cleansing solution, okay? So its sole purpose is really to identify and merge duplicates in bulk, right? So I want to really give you the highlights of the solution. We're not going to take you through a live demonstration. I'm just going to walk you through the processes here, but because really it's more of a process back-end tool anyways. Now, this tool identifies in bulk, okay? So it's going to be able to find hundreds, if not thousands of records at a time. It also merges in bulk, consolidating the record as well. Now, we do give your customers unlimited match and merge capability, and it is also very configurable to help find duplicates in really a number of different ways via what we call match sessions. But you also can customize the merge rules via an available SDK. And we can even teach you guys how to do that as well, so you don't have to be relying on us. And it can be used for other data sources. So as we know, customers have other legacy systems that they might have a lot of duplicates in. This can be used to identify those duplicates as well. And the setup's real easy, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, all right? Now, let's go ahead and review that process, if you will. Now, keep in mind, as a QR reseller, you would receive internal demo licenses of all of our software as well, okay? So I really want to frame the data cleansing process as a journey, where we start here on the left-hand side where we might have a lot of duplicates, and our goal is to get over here to where we have no or very clean data at that point, okay? Now, the first stop in the journey is to identify those duplicates, right? So again, that's going to be a bulk process where maybe it's hundreds or thousands at a time. Then, of course, once we have identified them, we're going to take you to an ability to review those duplicates and approve or decline those results. And then, of course, finally, there is the merge and consolidation step, which will create really that more complete record, restoring that single customer view, okay? So let's explore each of these here in a little bit more detail. So when the power user or system admin runs what we call a match session, Paribus will return those records it finds as potential duplicates based on fuzzy rules applied. So in either groups of 2 or more. Now in this case, we have found 3 possible matches on Robert Dixon, okay? Now they definitely look like duplicates here, as I think we can all agree. And now we can actually not only match on name and account, but we can also match on really all kinds of different fields. So we generally match on the account, contact, or lead's name, and then of course on something other like email address and you know, could be record type, custom fields, that type of thing as well. And of course, you can actually adjust the fuzziness on any of these fields as well. And you can also segment or filter the data into silos or chunks, especially helpful if you guys do have large databases or your customers have large database. We can do it by postal code and region and record type, whatever their needs are, okay? And those results can be exported to the data owners for feedback before you go and merge. And we do include quick start templates to find duplicates really immediately. So that's the identification process. Let's move on to the next step, which is, of course, the review. Now, during the review, there are really 2 things that need to be decided. is it truly a duplicate, and which is the winning or surviving record? Now to decide, you can compare these records side by side, right? So I can look at, for example, Robert Dixon here. Both work for Hyatt Communications, marketing managers, right? So these definitely look like duplicates. So I can decide which is maybe the winning record. Perhaps the one on the left is probably a better choice. Now I can do this manually, or I can do it programmatically if I like, and then ultimately approve anything that you want to be merged, okay? Now, we can then, of course, move on to the next in the list. Here's another example here. Now, typically, we always say, you want to use 100% matching first to find the low-hanging fruit. But then as you start opening things up, it's more likely that you're going to get maybe some duplicates that are not as easy to find, or perhaps even some false positives. Okay, so for this example, I've got two Cheryl Smiths. Great. They both work for like IBM, but one is actually IBM International Business Machines, and the other is International Building Management. So while these look like duplicates initially from the fuzziness, actually we're going to find that they are not, and we're going to exclude these types of things. So these are the kind of decisions that would need to be made in the review screen. Okay. Now, once the review is complete and if you've proved all of your records, it's really time to move to that final step in the journey, and that is the merge. Now, looking at the following example here for Rob Dixon, Paribus has identified these as duplicates, and any child records will be realigned to the winning record, even custom tables. Now, in this case, we've got these activities and orders that are that will be realigned. And remember now, it is a bulk merge, okay? So while in this case, it's only 3 records, we might be processing obviously hundreds at a time. Now, any missing data or null values in the surviving record will be populated by any data found in the duplicates, consolidating that data, resulting in really restoring that single customer view and even making a better record when we're all said and done. And the duplicates will either be deactivated or deleted. That's completely your customer's choice. And keep in mind that the merge rules are customizable, like we talked about, so there's really a lot of flexibility that can be done. Now, as a partner, you may ask, is this something that you would do for your customer as a service, or does the customer do it and they just buy the licenses? Well, that's really a great question, because typically you might help with the configuration of the match sessions, if you will. You guys might know some of their data and you can help with that. And of course, you're going to learn Paribus very well, so you get very good at it. Obviously, you can lean on us in the meantime. But so the match sessions, that's great. That's going to help you identify the duplicates for them. But you really should leave the review process up to them. Now, we do have partners that own the entire process, but it's really more of an exception rather than a rule. Okay. All right, so that's the process in a nutshell. So here are some of the key takeaways to finish things up. Data cleansing obviously allows you to merge hundreds, if not thousands. You got match sessions that can be saved as templates and run over and over again. We are obviously restoring that single customer view, right? Going from all these Bob Smiths to now just one. And of course, we're increasing user efficiency and customer service across the board, reducing those costs, marketing, sales, what have you, as well as, of course, user costs, and obviously restoring the accurate reporting for better decisions, which hopefully is going to make users, management, and your customers happy, and which means obviously your customers are going to be very happy with you guys as their CRM partner, right? Now, in the last few minutes, I want to kind of review our partner program, in particular the benefits of being a keyword partner, especially in 3 main areas. So that is increasing customer retention and longevity, enhancing the CRM experience, and increasing user adoption, and finally winning you guys more business. So let's take a little closer look here at these 3. First off, we're going to be able to increase customer retention and longevity by providing solutions that really improve the customer's investment in Dynamics, right? So you're going to be able to deliver a ready-to-go solution to solve their either data quality issues or phone integration issues immediately. You're going to be able to provide expertise to assist those customers' needs. There's no need to get up to speed. You're going to be instant experts in duplicate data cleanup or telephony integration. And of course, these solutions are going to help maintain the customer satisfaction with Dynamics and increase customer confidence in your expertise around data quality and really understanding their pains, right? And on the second point, our solutions will help enhance the CRM experience and user adoption, right? We're going to do this by enabling users to really find records faster, decrease that data entry, restoring that single customer view, improve lead management, right, including their understanding of their leads and how they relate to existing customers, and restoring user trust and confidence in the system by making the system more intuitive and, of course, less cluttered. And of course, finally, we're going to help you guys win more business, right? So right from the get-go, you're going to show prospects a solution for their data quality issues right from that first meeting. So as well as perhaps even phone integration. And of course, increasing revenue by offering these solutions to your existing clients. And you can even increase CRM use within your existing clients, right? By increasing Dynamics use in other departments that may perhaps not be using Dynamics at all, or even perhaps to the full capabilities. You know, think of support and sales, especially around telephone integration or easing use and efficiency with search and detect that comes to the table. And of course, you're going to be able to demonstrate to prospects and customers alike how to reduce sales and marketing costs, right? So you're going to be a rock star. So, and to help you guys be successful as you can, as a partner, we provide you with the following assets to enable maximum success, okay? So we're going to get you guys internal and demo licenses, get you web content for your website and other collateral. You're going to be assigned an account manager to help you manage both training, getting you guys up to speed. We, of course, have our support team. You're going to get training and user guides and videos. We're going to offer you guys e-shot campaigns in a box, basically ready to go campaigns that you can run as necessary. Also provide you social templates and posts, and even provide joint marketing campaigns we can do together, like marketing stuff. Okay, so bottom line, we're here to help you guys make you successful with these solutions. And help kick things off, we're running a limited time promotion. If you sign up as a partner in the next 30 days, we're offering first 3 months of Search and Detect free for your first couple of customers, as well as 5 additional Search and Detect internal use licenses for your team's use, and 5 additional TeleCTI licenses. So hopefully you guys will take advantage of this offer and become a partner, right? Even today. All right. So that wraps up the presentation. You guys can get some more information here or request a free trial at QWare, or you can visit our website, just search Paribus. You can also reach out via social, right? Twitter, or X as I call it now, LinkedIn, Threads coming soon, Paribus 360, just search Paribus 365, and of course, you guys have my details. Now, something to be aware of too, in addition to the free 30-day trials, we also are offering free data audits where we will use Paribus data cleansing to determine if your customers have a whole bunch of duplicates already. So you can kind of just give them a little peek at behind the curtains, if you will, to kind of entice them, if you will, to clean things up. All right. Now, as mentioned earlier, if there are any questions, please feel free to answer them now in the question pane if my staff hasn't already done so. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for your time today. Hope you guys have a really great rest of your day.